Taurus, my darlings, how are you doing? We are diving in to what appears to be a very, very challenging energy for you. And it's about time we just started digging into it and ripping away the plaster, yeah? If there's an open wound there and you're just putting a plaster on it, it's never going to heal. And that's mean. That is mean, but we've got to look at what's going on here, because the truth of the matter is the action is you may be about to look like the devil in this situation, because there could be two people specifically that are playing the good guy act and acting like they're really loving and caring and kind, but they're genuinely not. And it gives me an energy if they are potentially... And I don't want to push someone into a psychological warfare. So disclaimer, you would know if this is you or not. I don't want you to internalize anything that's not genuine. If you don't feel stable in your own mind, body and soul, click off now. I'm not responsible for your psychological health and your mental, emotional well-being. That is on you. Yeah? If someone is delivering you a narrative and making implications on the way in which you're living or what your reality is shaped like, you need to be able to compartmentalize that, understand aspects of truth, illusion, and have faith in your perception of your reality. Yeah? It's very easy for the viewers to get lost in the concept and believe every aspect is them. I don't want to start talking about these two people in your life. I want to say brothers. I want to say boyfriends. Someone could have two boyfriends at this time, I want to say as well. So male or female, yeah? Polyamory is a real thing. But either way, two people who have given you the green light, said yes to you, are giving you devil energy behind your back. That's what I feel. I feel like they are really, really nice in your present moment, but there's something chilling, or you get cold or withdrawn or quite rigid in body when they're close to you or around you. When they say certain stuff, I feel like you might tense up or freeze. That is your higher senses, your clair senses, your chakra intuition, if we could say. Your nervous system is connected to your chakras. They are one and the same in relation to yin and yang, internal, external, mind, body and soul. So your nervous system will act a fool when your chakras are being fucked with. So all this could be ethereal and not seen on the surface, but you're triggered, yeah? Because these people are painting you as the devil, but and simultaneously they're painting themselves as the lovely ones. But it looks like you're going to have to take on devil energy and kick these people in the nuts. And it's harsh to say that, and I could be dealing with a feminine again, or someone actually dating these guys and having sex with them, because it gives me that energy, toxic masculine energy. We had a few toxic masculine readings coming up around the Taurus. We had a Taurus cheating a few weeks back, maybe a month back. Because when I look at this devil card today, this is my Keith Haring deck, always shows me something beautifully different. You know, I am clairvoyant and neurodiverse, so we go with the flow with these. And I'm staring at the fact that the devil in this image to me isn't really red. Yeah? And if it was bright red, that strong blood red, I would say problematic motherfucker. But in this, I wouldn't say that, because it's giving me crown chakra joy. It's giving me fuchsia. So I see that the Taurus is actually in crown chakra vibration, a high viber, beautiful light source, yeah? But somebody's showing up in the green, and they're exuding heart space. People are amazingly good at being fake sometimes. You've seen a fake spiritualist before. You've seen a fake light worker before. I know many, unfortunately. Well, I don't know anyone anymore. I'm a hermit. I stay out of the way for a reason, my goodness. But the truth of the matter is, there are people out there who will present as loving and kind. But look who they really are in the moon. Under the moonlight, when they're shrouded, they could live together. They could be separate from you. They could work in a separate department to you. They could have offices next to each other. They could be a company, competitors. They could be aligned to you in business in some way, but you're slightly removed and you're bigger than them. So you're older, wiser, wealthier, richer, more prosperous, or they see you to be that. But because there's two of them, they think they're at an advantage. Or whatever they've done to you in the past, or whatever role you've decided to take on with them, they have definitely taken advantage. It gives me two people dependent on you, two kids. You could be the boss of these two employees who always need extra money, and they're agreeing to stuff or asking for stuff beyond their means, beyond what they actually need, but they're taking advantage. Interesting, because the Judgment card is out again for you guys, and it was out double in the Aquarius reading, and it's giving me clear as day, this is a time for awakening. This is a time to shift psychologically into your destiny. You know what your destiny is. We're not playing games. You're not stupid. You're in crown chakra energy. You know what your destiny is. You know you need to reawaken. You know you need to go towards justice. And the obstacle and challenge here is the moon. It's the fact that you can see on the surface these people presenting as green. Lovely, beautiful, heart chakra loving individuals. But what you can't see is they're these two dogs that don't seem to accept the fucking truth. And they're not being honest. They lack confidence. They're not genuine. I'm sorry, this is confirmation to let you know two people you are dealing with in close proximity to you, feeding you bullshit on a frequent basis, are disingenuous. And you would know this. This is not confirmation. This is not a change. If you are questioning, going, maybe it could be this person, it's not for you. Click off, leave now. You don't need to hear me. Let's not waste our time. This is for someone who is absolutely 100,000,000% sure they know these two people. They are around these two people. These two people are incredibly close to them, and these two people are acting nice, like butter wouldn't melt, but behind the surface and behind what you can see, you can feel it. You've been feeling the disingenuousness from them. It's been fucking with you, but you've just been sitting with it, and you've been happy doing your own thing. So they've been able to skirt around you a little bit and do this thing. It's like two friends, two brethren, two guys that you're dating that have agreed for you to date and sleep with each other. Like, I don't know how it all works. It's a bit fun and wild over there with that polyamory story, but it's like everyone kind of knows what's going on here and everyone's kind of cool with it, but there seems to be secret conversations being had away from you that isn't saying nice stuff about you, that's for sure. Because they feel at a disadvantage to you. And they're bitter about it. And actually, their behavior style and what they're doing day to day brings ungrounded energy into your atmosphere. And when you share your thoughts, beliefs, visions, dreams, manifestations, they only serve as an awkward, ungrounding agent in your environment. And so you might kick them around, knock them about, laugh at them, have a laugh and a joke with them quite a bit, kick them in the balls, metaphorically speaking, again with that energy, yeah? Could be like, it gives me bros and banter and goofy, silly shit. But there's underlying truth in jokes. They always say 50% of every joke is true. And I hate that statement because I make some really inappropriate jokes and I'm really sarcastic. But I do understand what that statement means, yeah? Because there's jest and there's humour, but we're using it for a reason. Because there's a part of our insecurity, and sarcasm's used as a way to kind of just laugh off a tougher situation. I always talk about Ricky Gervais and how much I love his style of comedy, because he's so intelligent. He really goes to the heart of some serious issues, and he goes there with class, he goes there with humour, and he is really, really ironic with it. And sometimes in life things are so sad, you need that, and it gets you through the tougher times. But in this instance, when there's these two people that are basically haters because they can't accept something in relation to you, they can't accept what you say, they can't accept what you've chosen, they can't accept their shares. I want to talk about a 20-40 divide. Take that as it resonates, hold it any way you want to. I get a 25%, I get someone with 20%, and then I get someone with 40%. I get someone not happy about it. I feel like someone between these two characters, especially I get like a brother dynamic, and it gives me bros and bro code and potentially even crypto bros, so they don't have to be family. And obviously I've got the boyfriend narrative too, so two boyfriends that you're dating, and one of them pays 40% of the rent, the other one pays 20% of the rent, something like that. Someone's got 20% shares in this company, the other person's got 40% shares in this. Like, and there's this irritation because everyone feels like they needed to have a pecking order, right? Because not only are these two bros annoyed at you and your position, but they're also annoyed at themselves because they're not even equal in their eyes. Because obviously someone in that little clique's got 40 and someone's got 20. So they bicker between each other about their shares. They're not happy. And they're not outrightly going, I envy you because you've got 40. And they're like, oh, I feel sorry for you because you've only got 20. They're just circling around the irritation of reality because either way, you've got the rest. Messy. And not only that, you've got budding talent. Yeah? You've got budding talent for more. And that can't flourish under these circumstances. You can't actually flourish at this time until you do something about that consciousness you have. So this is an awakening moment for you now with me on the line. I am that paradox and that consciousness shift for you, because it now comes down to you to shift paradigms. I've told you the truth. Are you going to actualize it? That's me keeping it 100 with you. And this is only for the person that this genuinely resonates with. Because if you know, and this is the tea, if you know you are blocked from ascending, evolving, flourishing, and you know what the factors are that are preventing you from freeing yourself, then you become the devil in your own reality. Because now you block your own blessings for these characters. And it's not even about them as much as it's about your budding talents can't rise. You have a Page of Wands here, next to the Queen of Swords and next to the High Priestess. Yeah, these are the additional cards that I have for clarity. And what's inferring on you is the fact that you know you have more. You don't even believe that your budding talents are worth working on at this time in the circumference you're in, with the people that are around you. Yeah? That's the first red flag, because the Page of Wands here shows me you think it's too small, you think it's not enough. They've told you don't pursue this, don't go down this route. We've got 20%, we've got 40%. No, you don't need to worry. We'll pay for the rent here and we'll pay for the rent there. You don't need to bother. We'll just take care of the house and we'll take care of you. You don't need to work. Whatever it is, either or, there's this energy where you've been reduced down to size of somebody else that isn't you, because they can't comprehend your desire to flourish, because they're not you and you're living by their standard now. Yeah? Queen of Swords with that. That's why you're cold and rigid and icy, and there's this banter or this joke or this behavior and these mannerisms or this dynamic in the relationship, because you can't transcend through it, because you've decided to accept illusion. The reason I'm talking to you like this and I'm so confident in this reading is because the center of the spread is the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah? It's absolutely abundantly clear. You know your destiny. You know what's going on. This is confirmation for someone. Merely confirmation in this reading. You know. Last card out. Your greatest asset, your intuition. You're not trusting your intuition. You know all of these things and you're not acting on it. And there's nothing worse. This is where I spoke about fake spiritualists with you, did I? Or was that the other reading? I do a lot of talking. The fake spiritualist ideology is, I'll act spiritual, and I'll say spiritual things, and I'll do spiritual things, but that means nothing until you integrate that into your body. Mind, body, and soul. You actualize that reality and you become one with that paradigm. There must be a consciousness shift. Consciousness is fuck all if you're not shifting it. And there is no transcendence here. And I am indeed that paradox, because now we are yin and yanging. And that alien symbol's just bouncing between us. Where am I at? What is going on here? Can we transcend illusion, Taurus? The Justice card is the future. Gorgeous way for us to end here. It's outrightly saying, you've got justice. Because you are switched on. And actually, I'll be nice to Taurus, because I always shit on Taurus nowadays. But I always get nice with Taurus because I come back and I say the same kind of thing over and over again. Which is, you know what to do. You hold all the tools. You know what to do. It comes down to you. And more specifically, we can't move until we're healed. Interestingly enough, I was fighting with the divine before I put that Justice card in the future position. Because I pulled the Justice, and in my mind's eye I kept seeing the Hanged Man. And I said, no, that's meant to be the Hanged Man. And the divine was like, yeah, put the Hanged Man there. And I was like, but why is it Justice and why is the Hanged Man not here? Why am I going to search for it in the deck? And I was like, I know it should be the Hangman though. I know it should be the Hangman. I feel Hangman energy all over that Justice card. And they were like, no, just stick with it. It's fine. It will make sense. And look what's happened. As I've got to the end of the reading, I'm about to tap off. I've gone, oh my goodness. We're talking about Hanged Man energy. So as much as I've been hard and assertive with you in this reading, the divine's going, they can have justice anytime they want it. But they need to choose to leave Hanged Man position. And they have to stay in Hanged Man position for as long as it takes for them to transcend and shift paradigms on their own, without the Hermitologist, without anyone else. Because once again, they know what to do and they have the tools. You're Taurus. Do you understand what the Taurus zodiac truly represents? Go and look into it. I'm an earth sign. I rep earth signs. I rep all zodiacs. I'm not going to get crazy. I'm not totally in love with Capricorn, let's be honest. But let's keep that between us, okay? But the truth of the matter is, the Taurus energy, when I'm in Taurus vibration, when there's a Taurus moon, when the atmosphere is giving excess abundance of Taurus, I feel privileged and I feel blessed. There's a few zodiacs that when their energy is amped up in the collective, not through tarot or anything specifically, or even as a person, we're talking astrologically here, yeah? When the atmosphere, when the cosmos, when the ethos is screaming that astrological sign, an element, there's something beautiful about it. And that's what Taurus truly provides. Understand what really creates you and what your assets are. Because for me, Taurus is that due diligence, that graft, that hard working, that tangibility. I love Taurus energy because when you go to the Virgo, for example, the Virgo is the analytical perfectionist, non-stop neuro nightmare, ding, 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 coding, tech, diddle, the brain is frying. Virgo's brain will fry, yeah? Whereas Taurus energy is a much more subtler element of throwing coins into a wishing well. There's something a lot more subtle about it, yeah? Or actually, a better, putting coins into a slot machine, playing pinball, yeah? Virgo, code running down the screen in Matrix style. Taurus, pinball machine. Or a 10p machine where you put all the 10p's in, it falls down and pours out more 10p. So lighter vibration is my point. Capricorn, rigid energy as fuck. Very different. A lot more lock and key energy when it comes to, Capricorn's like a gold bar in the vault. Yeah, just see how we've got 3 different earth elements, yet they bring something different to the table. Yeah? It's like Virgo is the Akashics in the cave. It's the holographics scribed onto the wall. Yeah? Whereas the Taurus is the ancient penny with the hole in it. Whereas the Capricorn is the actual gold bar. Every single one an asset. Every single one providing deep-rooted intelligence. But how they are best utilised is the difference. And we have the ability to access every single zodiac. The benefit of me doing readings like this on the channel is me understanding the zodiacs in the way in which I do. You know, I've never really explained the earth elements like that ever on the line, so I hope you benefit and enjoy that scope, because it is really nice to truly fall and feel what it means to be in that vibration, that zodiac sign. And I think that's really important for your hanged man journey. You've got to keep going. You got to keep pushing through. You got the fastest, like, I don't want to get lost in this, and we are going to leave and wrap up, but the fastest way to fall is to rely on unreliable people to catch you. Do you get what I mean? It gives me trustful in my head. Takes a long time to do a trustful. Gives me cheerleaders in my head. Gives me the beautiful, amazing, sometimes they're quite chunky, plus size men that stand at the bottom of the pyramid in massive cheerleading competitions, and they lift up these tiny little petite girls high up into the air, and they catch them on one palm in the hand, flip them up, they do a double flip roll, land on the top of the pyramid. Beautiful performances. And sometimes no one's even noticing the chubby guy who carried that angel to go to the top of the pyramid, you know? And the execution and the way he's flipping and spinning her in his hands. I've seen so much little clips online, and I'm just like, it's such a beautiful sport. And everyone seems to think that to show up for the sport, you have to be a beautiful blonde with blue eyes and a bow in your hair and smile and do that cheerleading pose. And it's not that. It's not that. Because the chunky plus-size boy who probably gets bullied for being a cheerleader is holding that whole pyramid up. You know? And it's about you understanding what you are doing and what your role is. And instead of feeling like you have to show up like this beautiful petite girl with a beautiful ponytail and pink bow in your hair, you can be that alternative and still do an incredible job and still be just as valued. And how valued is the mascot at the game versus Jokic or LeBron? Right? Who cares about the mascot? Many people do, I'll say that, but not everyone does. Who cares about the water boy? Who cares about the young runners who collect the balls in tennis? I can't remember what their name is. Obviously, I don't know what that even role is called, because they're just the ball boy, right? But they're needed, aren't they? So it gives me you being reduced down to being a ball boy. Because the next step up or the direction you wanted to go in wasn't quite it. It's giving me, instead of you being in the ring, you was going to be the commentator on the sidelines. You weren't going to fight in a boxing match. You're not a boxer. You're not going to be the Logan Paul of WWE. But if you do want to be on the sidelines with the microphone talking about it, you can. Yet the other people sitting front row who paid for their tickets are saying, no, that's silly. Don't try and be a commentator. That's just ridiculous. You know, it's that energy. It's you're not trying to be in the center of the ring, but you're trying to do something alternative around the sides. And they're just paying customers who are deterring you from even taking that step. You know? Shareholders as well. Or lovers, partners, yeah? Last thing I'm going to say on the way out, because the visions are flying in and I've got a lot to say always. But I just spoke about it in one of the other readings. I believe, I can't tell you which one it was now, but one this week, right? And I spoke about mum talk and dad talk, which is kind of like virally terms or hashtags from the TV show The Mormon Wives. And it comes on Disney. It's now in its 3rd season. They're doing incredibly well. They went viral on TikTok as Mormon mums who broke the norm of what it means to be a stereotypical stay-at-home mum, because they went viral and they started blowing up and making big money, got a reality show, and then all their husbands started to shift into being the stay-at-home husband so they can go and build a career for themselves. What I noticed in the latest season is one of the women who was two of them made it to Dancing on the Stars, right? Dancing with the Stars in America, massive show. 2 of them made it onto the cast. One of them done incredibly well, and the other one didn't do as well. And one of them was really struggling with it as a job or a role, as a cast member, and the other one was flourishing, and the other one now got a deal in Chicago and is going to be on Broadway and be the leading star in Chicago. The reason I tell you this is because the relationship dynamics of these 2 women and their husbands premeditated their success, in my opinion. Because the woman that's flourishing, and she's now just been cast in Chicago, and she's leveling up, going in even further. And I don't even know if she won Dancing with the Stars, but she definitely beat the other girl out of her position, right? She had a very supportive husband who was happy to tone down, give her the limelight, be the stay-at-home husband, lose himself, and take on any kind of criticism that would come his way for being the stay-at-home dad and not the breadwinner. He gave her the green light to flourish, yeah? The other husband, in his feelings, feeling awkward, moaning, complaining, bitching about being a stay-at-home dad, feeling unloved and unsupported, feeling like he needed to be catered for and cared for a little bit more. No offense to the masculine owning his narrative and the masculine trying to work through his feelings and own the narrative of being downsized. But she was playing the wife role for a long time. She said, look, well, now we've swapped. But the fact that the supportive energy in the home isn't 100% supportive, it's going to have a knock-on effect to how she delivers when she's performing, when she's rehearsing. All of her dance moves, all of her energy, all of the positive energy she should be exuding is being taken away in small degrees and doses, because she's still got to cater to her lower vibrational husband. Relationship dynamics are hard, because not everyone's always going to be at the same vibration, but life is about understanding that and working towards it. And you have to be a vibrational match, at least to evolution. People are going to be up and down all the time. No one's going to be the same. But when it comes to evolution, there's got to be this I want to talk about wave theory and fluid dynamics a little bit in context of this conversation, but it is about understanding ebb and flow. This other girl who is now in Chicago, her relationship has the fluidity. The vibrational match is equal. In the other relationship, it's not. They've spoken about separation. They've spoken about divorce. They're wrapped up in this back and forth energy, and she's lost. And now she's bitter and she's vexed. And she's vexed at the girl that's winning because it's jealousy. Because now she's jealous because that couple's flourishing. And that woman's just got a massive deal now on Broadway. She's leveling up in her career. She's flying in life. Because she's vibrationally aligned. These people are not doing the vibrational work. And this woman's also got mental health problems and a lot of depression and heavier stuff because of the dynamic she's in. So we're talking about dynamics. Fluid dynamics, wave theory, but relationship dynamics in that same breath. And that keeps bringing us back to the devil and the green. The red and green. Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. You're meant to be transitioning to a fuchsia phase. You're meant to be in your crown chakra year of evolution. But you're bouncing back to the root chakra and the heart chakra. Because sometimes you have too much heart for people that can't even accept themselves, let alone accept you. Have you ever tried to evolve with people who can't evolve? It's about accepting that certain people in your circumference can't evolve. And if you stay with them, you will never evolve either. The main thing I learned in my life up until this day is how you outgrow spaces and how community really, really forms and how you are not tethered to a certain group or lifestyle or certain stereotype or way of existing. You don't have to pin yourself and tie yourself and tether yourself to something because you did in the past, because you made an agreement then, because you liked that back then. We all evolve and grow. If there is no contract here, and legally lie in a liable way, you are not forced to stay. You don't have to. And now it falls on you to transcend all illusion in your reality and shift paradigms and apply this consciousness into your 3D reality. So your life can move in the way in which you want it to. You've got to live for you, not for these others, okay? Love and light, Taurus.